on. It's your girl, Linda S. Hudson, the Bodacious Lifestyle Coach, getting ready to step on out tonight. And y'all, when I tell you, listen, that being bold beyond 50 is a real thing, y'all. Look at this. I just want to just show you this, right? I've been working hard. I've been working hard to get myself together, right? And it's not just about looking good, y'all. It's about not having to be on blood pressure medicine and, diabetes. They was talking about my A1C, my blood pressure was going up, my cholesterol, all that. So I just decided that for 60, I was going to give myself the gift of health. But this is not about me. This live is about you. And this is about, are you still thinking? I'm still getting a lot of questions about this anthology. So if you are still thinking about whether you should join the anthology or not, all I can say is this. Yes, I am getting ready to step out. Yes, even at 60, y'all, I can still get on up out of here, but I got to put my eyebrows on. Yo, is it just me or did your eyebrows, like my eyebrows just disappeared? Like they are totally gone. I used to have them tattooed in, but they're kind of faded away. But anywho, if you're still wondering about the anthology, I've been getting some questions. Now, let me just say this. Let me just say this. If you have ever wanted to be an author, and for whatever reason, you been trying to write that book for years. Some of y'all have been trying to get that book done forever. If that is you, put me in the comments. And I'm not trying to, call nobody out. But if you've been trying to write your own book, your own separate book forever, put me. And how is that going for you? Like, if you aren't really getting it the way you want to get it, what is going on with that? What is going on with that? Why are you having such a hard time getting your book done? Number one. So in case you're wondering, like, why should you do this? Well, first of all, it's a lot easier to be a part of an anthology because all you're responsible for is your chapter, which is going to be 2,000 to 2,500 words. That's all you have to be concerned about. We've taken everything else off the plate. We're going to publish it, edit it, format it. We've got a person who's going to help you write your chapter. So if you've never really written and you're a little nervous about that, don't worry, we got you. We got you. So if one of the questions is, oh my gosh, I've never written a book, Linda, I don't know if I can do this. Well, first of all, you're not writing a book. You're only responsible for your chapter. How about that? Which is going to be 2,000 to 2,500 words. So let's take that off the table. All right. So if you've been wondering, like, how am I going to do this? We got you. We got somebody that is definitely an expert who is going to assist you as you write your story. All right. So that's a good thing. So if you've been wondering, how are you going to get your book done? We got you, because you don't have to get your own book done. You can be part of a collaborative project and get the expert care that you need, the expert coaching that you need as far as writing is concerned. So I just want to talk about some things. So like I said, I've been getting a lot of messages about, not sure if this is for them. So I said, let me go live. And so, because that person who sent me the message, it might be some more of you who have some questions. Yes, I am getting ready to go out. So I thought I would just let y'all see how I get down, right? I've been in the house for a while, but y'all, what you think? Is the sister, you know what I'm saying? Am I gonna be bringing in the new year like a boldly beyond 50 diva like we all are? Listen, all I did was just make some choices and decide that I just didn't want to be on A1C medication and blood pressure and cholesterol. But back to the subject at hand, not sure if this is for you. So, number one, we're going to take the guesswork out. You're not going to be alone during this process, okay? I've got a team of people that are going to help you who have put together anthologies before. They are experts at this. And again, this is the easiest way for you to become an author. If you've never been an author, this is hands down the easiest way for you to become an author, because you don't have to worry about the whole book. All you got to be concerned about is your chapter, which is 2,000 to 2,500 words. All right. Now, another reason why I believe that you should be a part of this, or if you're still wondering, is you get to empower people with your story. A lot of times we might think like, you know, we want to help, we want to be helpful. A lot of people, we always say that we like helping people. This is a great way to help somebody with your story. This is a phenomenal way to help somebody with your story. Just like me, my story of graduating at 60, you know, when I got my AA, because I never graduated high school, I could put that in that book. Like if I wasn't creating this anthology and somebody had an anthology and it was called Boldly Beyond 50, A Black Woman's Guide to Aging with Excellence, I would put that in there. I would talk about how I was 17 when I dropped out of high school. I didn't go back for the second semester of 12th grade. I know that's crazy. Do not ask me how did I do that, because I can't tell you. Just life was life and I just didn't go back, right? So I dropped out of high school. I didn't go back after Christmas is basically how that worked. And, you know, looking back at the young, crazy, wild and crazy me, I don't know why I did that, but I did. But that would be a great story for this book because I got my AA degree at 60. That would be phenomenal for this book. So if you have a story of you doing something grand after 50 that you feel could inspire someone, that is who this anthology is for. So I don't want you thinking, oh my gosh, what kind of stories do they want? Is my story big enough? It doesn't have to be that big, y'all. We don't have to have a story where you climbed Mount Everest at 55. That's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about you doing something that is out of the ordinary, that what they tell us we should not be doing at a certain age. So if you're still dreaming 50 and above and you still got some serious goals that not only that you want but you've reached, that is the perfect story. So I don't want you thinking, oh, my story's not big enough, my story's not bold enough, my story's not all that, my story's not phenomenal enough. Yes, as long as it is a story that speaks to you overcoming either some limits and beliefs or you overcoming a challenge that you thought that you would never overcome, but yet you found yourself finding a way to overcome it over 50, that's what we want to do. This anthology is really about showcasing that we're not dead after 50, that we still have hopes, we still have dreams, we still have wishes, we still are living. You know what I mean? Society will have you thinking that after 50, you're just supposed to be thinking about retirement and all that stuff. And we're like, no, 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 no. That is not what we are going to be doing. So, number one, if you're thinking that your story's not big enough or bold enough or whatever enough, it is. And that's why I'm having the interest meeting where if you have a question about your story, like, Linda, I'm not sure if this story would work. That is why I'm going to put in the link when I finish this, where you can have a one-on-one with me so we can go over your story and I can let you know if it is the story that we're looking for. So either way, I got you. You don't have to worry about this. So number one, it's the easiest way for you to become an author. That's why they're so good anthologies. You don't have to worry about writing the whole book. All you have to do is be concerned about your part, right? We're going to market the book. We're going to publish the book. We're going to format the book. You're going to get graphics for the book, right? You're going to get marketing materials for your book. So let's say you get your chapter done, you get the book, and you want to start having workshops if you want to. You could literally start having workshops on aging with excellence if you want to, or whatever you want to call it. You know, when it's your story, it's your story. You get to keep your story. Your story does not belong to me. That is your story, copywritten for you. So you can literally print out your book, your story from the book if you want to, right? And have workshops and seminars on how do you age with excellence. If that's what you want to do, you could take your story and monetize that bad boy. You could literally create you if you feel like you even want to be a life coach, this would be a wonderful way for you to start your business because you are a co-author. So when you have that book in your hand, literally you can print off your whole section, your whole story, right? And create a whole course or workshop or seminar out of that. One of the ladies who actually joined the anthology was asking me about that. And I said, that makes perfect sense for sure. Go ahead and do it. And she's actually a minister. So she wants to have like workshops for older women who are starting to feel like, life is passing them by, not quite sure on what they want to do with the rest of their life. So she's going to use the book to catapult her coaching business. So you see all the different things that you can do with this. So the number one thing is you get to be an author with not that much work. Let's just keep it 100. You get to be an author and you really don't have to do a whole bunch of work. All you got to do is be responsible for your chapter. That's the first thing. Second thing is you get to empower other people, other women with your story. You actually get to empower other women with your story. And that is a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. Because as a life coach myself, I have to say that there are a lot of women that I talk to who really are starting to feel like age is not on their side. Like a lot of the dreams and the wishes that they had, they're starting to feel like it's not going to ever come true simply because they are a woman of a certain age. And I pushed back on that. That's why I wanted to create this anthology in the first place. Because if one person thinks that way, then there's other people who think that way. And my whole thing is no, we're not going out like that. We're not going out like that. So if you're still wondering about if this is for you, number one, take all the guesswork out, take the anxiety out, take the second guessing yourself out, and know that I have a team of people who this is what they do. They create anthologies. This is what they do. They create anthologies. And so when I say you are in good hands, you are in good hands. You are most definitely in good hands. So you get to get your book out there, you get to get your name out there. And you don't have to do so much work. I'm telling you, if you've ever wanted to write a book, it's work. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but it is work. So the quickest way to becoming an author is becoming part of an anthology. And I want to take the anxiety out of it for you. I want to take the guesswork out of it for you. I want to take the doubt out of it for you. I want to take the, oh my God, can I do this out of it for you? Yes, you can do it because we're going to help you do it. We have a story writing coach who's going to help you put your book together. Put your chapter together, format it, get your thoughts out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a process. I'm not going to just throw you to the wolves. That's not what we're going to do. We have a private Facebook group where we're going to be putting in updates and where we can have, experts come in and show you how it's done. So again, if you're still on the fence, if you're like, oh, Linda, it sounds good, but I'm not really sure I have what it takes. I'm not sure if my story qualifies. Listen, Sunday, I'm going to have on Zoom, I'm going to have an interest meeting. So you will be able to talk to me live on Zoom about whatever your questions and concerns are. I'm going to put the link to it. When I finish this, I'm going to put the link to it so that you can put this in your schedule. It's going to be Monday at 8 p.m. I'm sorry. I'm going to be in another Facebook group talking to them Sunday. I'm sorry. I got that confused. All right. But I want you to know that it's your time, Queen. It's your time to shine and that your story matters. Your story matters. My story matters. All of our stories really matter. And this is a great way to share your story and empower someone else. So the first thing is it's the quickest way to become an author. If you got questions about this book, number one, it's the quickest way to become an author. You are only responsible for your part, which is 2,000 to 2,500 words for your chapter. So that's really good. The second thing is you get to empower people through your story. So if you've ever, felt like, gosh, I really love helping people and all that good stuff, this is a great way to help people. through your story. Like again, like I said, if I was to be a part of an anthology that was about being bold after 50, I would tell the story of me graduating, getting my AA after not graduating from high school at 60. Because that's exactly what happened to me. September of 2023, September of this year, I graduated with my AA at 60. And I'm pretty sure I was one of the oldest people saying, woo, yay. But I still had the cap and gown on. I still walked across the stage. I still shook the guy's hand. I still got my diploma. And that is what I'm talking about, because there's somebody out there who um, hasn't graduated or hasn't completed whatever that is, their certificate. A lot of people start their master's degrees or their doctorates and they never finish their dissertation, right? So somebody, if I was to put that story in a book, somebody reading my story would be like, oh, wow. So, maybe I could go back and get my master's or complete my master's or finish my doctorate. So the first thing is the quickest way. If you're still on the fence, ask yourself this: do you want to be an author? Number one. How long do you want it to take? If you want to do it your way, you want to write your own book, cool. That is definitely an option. But for some of you, you've been trying to write that book for years. I'm not going to put anybody on the spot and ask, is that you? But for some of you, you've been trying to write that book for years and it hasn't happened. And there's no judgment there. It just is it is thing. It hasn't happened for whatever reason. So if you are ready to get your book out, to get your story out, right? This is the perfect vehicle to do that. This is the perfect vehicle to do that. And so I want to make sure that you realize that this is something that you can really do. This really is something that you can do. And let this be the Christmas gift that you give yourself. Let this be the Christmas gift that you give yourself. Because listen, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, that means you're at least 50 years old. And we've done so much for so many all of our lives. Give yourself the gift of getting your story out. Give yourself the gift of saying, OMG, I got my story out. I'm part of a collaborative effort of bodacious Black women over 50 who are all boldly being uh, getting older. As we get bolder, we're getting older and bolder. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of that crowd. If you're going to be a part of a crowd, be a part of a crowd that is um, doing stuff still, right? That's all I'm saying. Be a part of the crowd that is still doing things. So, number one, the quickest way to be an author. Number two, you get to empower other people through your story, right? Number three, you get to brand yourself, right? If there's some things that you're trying to do, being an author takes you to a whole different level when you can say, I am part of a collaborative effort. I am part of a book. First of all, can I get an amen? If the name is just all that in a bag of chips. Boldly Beyond 50, a Black woman's guide to aging with excellence. How about that? Just when you just say that, oh, yes, I'm a co-author of the anthology, Boldly Beyond 50, a Black woman's guide to aging with excellence. Listen, that's gonna just, take it up a notch just right there. You know what I mean? I thought long and hard about what I was going to name this. I didn't just settle on any old name. I thought about, well, what we gonna call this, Linda? And so that's what I came up with. So what do you think? Do you think Boldly Beyond 50? You think that's a good name? I think it's awesome. Let me know if you think Boldly Beyond 50, a Black woman's guide to aging with excellence is a great name. And I don't want y'all to be on the fence. I don't want you to miss this opportunity. You know what I mean? Because you're wondering if your story is good enough or anything like that. That's why if you see that website going across the screen there, you can go there and get some more information. Again, I'm going to be putting a link because Monday at 8 o'clock, I'm having an interest meeting. So whether you go to the link that you see right there, or you wait until Monday at 8. I'm going to put the link for the interest meeting. However you do it, I got you. But I don't want you to think or second guess yourself and think that your story isn't good enough or, phenomenal enough. It doesn't have to be phenomenal. It just has to be a story of you overcoming yourself, basically overcoming this age barrier. A lot of us, real talk, let age rob us of our dreams, desires, and our destiny, whether we want to keep it 100 and tell the truth or not. A lot of us have allowed the fact that we are older really make us second guess ourselves, because you're not supposed to be doing certain stuff after a certain age. But who said that? Who told you that? Who told you that lie? Because that is most definitely a lie. That is most definitely a lie. I just saw with Shirley Ralph, with her boldly aging self, was the first Black Miss Claus in the Macy's parade. Now, that is a woman who is using her age as an asset and not a liability. Shirley Ralph is doing her thing. She is definitely using her age as an asset and not a liability. And that's what I'm talking about, because that's what I'm doing too. That's exactly what I'm doing, is using my age as an asset and not a liability. Because if you're going to get old anyway, you might as well get old with excellence, right? You might as well age with excellence. So, number one, quickest way to become an author when you belong to an anthology. Instead of writing a whole book, instead of taking years and years and years, those of you who sign on to this book will be published in April, early April of 2024, right? So you'll have that done before Mother's Day. We're going to get this done, right? Now, if you think you can write your book in 4 months, knock yourself out, right? Again, we're going to edit, we're going to publish, we're going to format it. You're going to get a writing masterclass. So I don't want you to think, oh, Linda, I've never written a book. I don't know how to do that. I want you to stop thinking about all of that. Whatever is keeping you from signing on, I want you to stop it. I want you to stop it. I want you to not talk yourself out. If you even feel like, I wonder if you should do it. If you're wondering if you should do it, you should do it. If you're wondering if you should do this, you should do this. Listen, at 50 and above, I mean, real talk, y'all. What are we gonna do with the rest of the years we have left, right? What are we really gonna do with the rest of these years we have left? And I'm just keeping it 100 right now, right? What is the plan now that you're a woman of a certain age? What are some of the highlights of your life that you want to expand on? One of them is to be an author. She got that book done. She was 95 or 96, but she got it done. She got it done. And she shared some stuff like, I didn't know that she had a daughter. She never talked about her daughter. And I don't know, I have her book on Audible. I haven't listened to it, but I wonder if she talks about why she never talked about her daughter. So again, quickest way to become an author. Number two, you can empower somebody with your story. Number three, you can brand yourself. Like if you have a business or you're thinking about a business or you're thinking about speaking, coaching, anything like that, being an author automatically, real talk, y'all, qualifies you as an expert. Quiet as it's kept. Being in a book, people will automatically see you in a different light. There is something about being an author that people respect. Number one, because they know it takes time. They know that you didn't just sit down and just pump that out. So that's one of the reasons why being an author gives you that instant credibility, right? So again, wondering if you still should be a part of this or should be a part of this. If you're wondering, I say go for it. If you're wondering, I say go for it, because we don't really wonder about stuff that hasn't like kind of tickled our fancy a little bit. So don't talk yourself out of this. Don't talk yourself out of being somebody else's saving grace. Like your story could literally be the story that somebody needs to hear to really get their life in order. It might be the catalyst that somebody needs where they're like, huh, she did it at a certain age. I could do that too. Because listen, when they say if you can see it, you can be it, that's really true. If you can see it, you can be it. If you can read it, you can be it. If you see somebody else doing something that you wanted to do, but for whatever reason you didn't have the guts to do it, it does something to you. It absolutely does something to you. There is somebody who wanted to write a book who thought they were too old, but when they saw that Cicely Tyson wrote her book at 95, they were like, dang, and I'm only 70. I got 25 more years to write my book. You see what I'm saying? And that is the beauty of anthologies, is you don't have to write it yourself. The second great thing about it is you get to empower people through your story. The third thing is you can brand yourself. Like if you've been thinking about whatever that is you've been thinking about, saying that you're an author, that just gives you some extra kudos, right? Some extra kudos. When somebody tells you I wrote a book, you're like, oh, okay, you wrote a book. Well, what is your book about? It's a conversation starter, right? First thing people ever say is, girl, what is your book about? What did you write about? So when you say, oh, I'm in the anthology Boldly Beyond 50, a Black woman's guide to aging with excellence, they're going to be like, oh, do tell. Well, girl, what's going on with that? You see what I'm saying? And so I think that if you've been thinking about it, all you need to do is either go to agingwithexcellencebook.com that you see right there on the screen, or you can send me a message, or you can put interested in the comments and I can send you the link to the Zoom meeting I'm going to have on Monday, where you can ask me questions. There's several ways you can talk to me. You can wait for the Zoom. You can schedule a one-on-one meeting with me. I opened up my calendar for that. I've been having some one-on-one meetings. And yeah, we can do that. So I just wanted to share that with you because someone did send me a message and say she wanted to be a part of it, but she didn't feel like her story was big enough. And I just don't want you guys to think that you have to have a story like where you swam across the English Channel or climbed a mountain or went on hiking through the Amazon jungle. It's not that serious, y'all. It is not that serious. That is not what that's not the story. Now, if you did that and you want to share that, cool. But you don't have to have walked through the hiked through the Amazon jungle or anything of that nature. It's not that serious. But again, if you are on the fence, if you're wondering if this is something for you, as far as I'm concerned, if you're wondering, it's for you. If you're wondering, it's for you. And don't worry about if you've never written anything before. We got you. Most people haven't. So we already set you up to win. We have not set you up to fail. We have set you up to win. So whether you've written a book or not, we got you. Whether you think you've got what it takes, we got you. Because you do have what it takes. If you have a story, you got what it takes. We'll help you put it together. Because like I said, most people have not written a book. So we know going out the gate that we're going to have to help folks get that out of their head and get it on paper or get it on the computer so that we can help you break it down and make it, make it flow. So don't worry about that. We got you. And I'm just excited. I'm really excited about this because a lot of times we'll do things separately, but I really believe there's power in collaboration too, especially when Black women get together. That's a really good thing. When sisters get together, all kinds of phenomenal things happen. And 20 women all on the same accord, writing a book or being part of a book that is about sharing our unique experiences and how they can help others. Oh, it don't get no better than that. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. So I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. And I said, oh my gosh, I didn't go live. I told myself that I was going to go live every day until we actually get started on the anthology, which is going to be around the second week of December. Is when we're going to get started. So again, if you want to be a part of this, don't let your self-doubt talk you out of this. Don't let self-doubt talk you out of this. We got you. We're going to take the guesswork out of it for you. And you deserve to be in a book, you know? And like I said, this is one of the quickest, easiest way to be an author with something meaningful. You know what I mean? This is going to be a very meaningful project, and I'm excited about it. So if you're on a fence, know that number one is the quickest way to become an author. We got you. We're going to have a writing masterclass. We're going to help you structure your story. We're going to help you get it out of your head and onto the paper. So if you're nervous, like, oh, I've never done this, Linda, I don't know, it sounds good, but girl, I don't know. We got you. We got you. We're not gonna see you fail. When your book is gonna make sense, it's gonna be good, and you deserve this. Like I said, a lot of us have wanted to write a book. You know what I mean? I just think that's one of the things that we should do. Part of our legacy should be we should have a book, something that we have written that we can pass down, right? I just think that's important. And look at the greats. All the greats have written a book. Has Oprah written a book? I know Michelle Obama has written a book. I don't know if Oprah's written a book. That's a good question. I know she's got her magazine and all that, but I don't know if Oprah has literally actually written a book. I need to check that out. But y'all, being an author, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. If you're working on your brand, if you have a business, it's great for your book. Even if you don't have a business, if you're like moving and shaking, you know what I'm saying? Having that book is good. And you can actually have once you get your book, like if you're, you go to church or you belong to different organizations, you can have your own book signing. You can have a book signing because you are an author in the book. You can have a book signing, right? You could definitely have a book signing. And again, if you are like building a brand or anything, oh my gosh, this book would be awesome because we're going to help you market. We're going to create graphics for you, everything. It's a one-stop shop. It is a one-stop shop. So with that in mind, I am getting ready to sign off. Got my hair on, got my face on, getting ready to put the lashes on. Not really. I'm still struggling with lashes, y'all, but I'll put the fibers on. I'm still struggling with lashes, with putting them on, but I'm gonna master that. I gotta master it. But right now I'm gonna just put this on right here and put the mascara on top of that, and they just gonna be as long as they end up being. That's how we're gonna do that. But again, y'all, seriously, if you are still wondering if you should be a part of this, that's your sign that you should be a part of this. Let this be your Christmas gift to yourself, right? Let this be, because you don't need another purse. You don't need another pair of shoes. You don't need another pair of boots. You don't need another pair of jeans. You don't need any of that. But this right here is going to be awesome because you're going to be with 19 other Black women all on the same page. We have a private Facebook group, and there'll be times when I will meet with you ladies on Zoom, so you'll get to meet each other. I want everybody to know one another. I don't want this to just be a collaborative thing and every person's doing their thing. No, we're going to meet each other on Zoom. We probably have some wine down Wednesdays where we come together and speak about how we're doing with our story. if we're stuck with our story, talk about where you are with that so that we can help you move through that. But we won't be strangers doing this collaboration. You will know each other. You'll be able to exchange, numbers and emails and all that good stuff, because this is going to be like-minded Black women coming together to empower other Black women through the power of story. And even back in the day in Africa, and maybe still now, but storytelling, the storyteller, the griot, was, he was revered, or she, if there was a woman griot, they were revered. Telling stories is is powerful. And so your story, like I said, could be the story that's the catalyst for somebody to really go for what they know, simply because you did. Your story could empower someone else to get their stuff together, stop making excuses, stop complaining, and actually get off their butt and make it happen, right? And so I think I might even be an author in this book. We might end up having 21 authors, because I would like to share my story of not graduating and getting my AA degree. I'm still gonna get that bachelor's, and getting my AA degree at the age of 60, right? I believe that would really inspire somebody who may be ashamed because they didn't graduate high school and they're letting that shame run their life. My story could actually help them move through that. Because real talk, I was ashamed of that. You know, People just assumed because I speak well and all that I graduated high school. I never corrected them. You know what I'm saying? I never said I went to college, but I never stopped somebody if they thought that I did. I never said, no, I didn't go to college. They would say stuff like, because girl, when you were in college, and I'd be like, yes, girl, I sure do. Mm-hmm. Right? So that was a little white lie, but I do believe I'm going to share that story. My not graduating high school and getting my AA degree at the age of 60. I do believe that I will share that story in the book. So again, as I prepare to put my shoes on, put my jacket on, and skedaddle, I wanted to have this live. Well, I'm going to be going live every day until, we start the book. But the number one reason for this live is I had someone hit me up and say that she didn't think her story was powerful enough. And I told her that was self-doubt kicking in, and let me determine if her story was good enough. So that's why we have these meetings, so that you can share your story with me and I'll tell you if it's a good fit. But don't think it's not a good fit simply because you've never written a book before, right? Because I would say 90% of the people haven't written a book. There's not a lot of authors in the world. So you not having written a book, I don't want you to let that stop you, because we got you on that. We know a whole bunch of folks haven't written books. So we got somebody who's going to help you format your book, get your idea out of your mind and put it on paper. We got you. I want you to tell your story. That story that was the turnaround story for you that happened later in life. So that other people will realize you don't have to throw in a towel simply because you are a woman of a certain age. All right? Y'all got that? Any questions or concerns? Hit me up if you're interested. You can put interested in the comments, but I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. This is great. And again, someone said, well, why are you doing this around Christmas? Why not? Why not? We older, right? We got to do stuff when we do it. This could be the Christmas gift that you give yourself, right? Couldn't it? And knowing that, like I said, You're going to be with other like-minded women. We have a private Facebook group. We're going to meet on Zoom. I don't want y'all to be strangers. Everybody who's a part of this book needs to stay connected. So I'm going to make sure that you are connected by having Zooms, by having wine downs. And if you don't drink wine, bring your grapefruit juice, right? You don't have to drink wine, but we're going to collaborate and we're going to get together because we have some powerful stories, because we are powerful women. We are goddesses. We're beyond powerful. We are goddesses. And our stories need to be told, and the world needs to hear our stories. The world needs to hear our stories. So with that, I think I did good. What y'all think? Another thing, y'all. This shapewear, is this shapewear or something else? This shapewear is off the chain. If you don't have no shapewear, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, shapewear. It can transform your whole look. All right then, y'all. Thanks for being with me while I got myself together. I really appreciate it. And again, don't let your mind talk you out of telling your story. Your story is important. Someone is waiting to hear your story so that they can then change their life. All right? Tell your story, girl. Tell it. Tell your story. Let's go. Peace, y'all. Have a good one.